I'm a pothead on a calorie deficit in my big bag bestie. Welcome back to another episode of What the Fuck Am I Gonna Eat That's high in protein, low in calories. Today we're gonna be making a creamy lasagna pasta, and of course I'm gonna try to keep it with the highest amount of protein and the lowest amount of calories, but with the most amount of flavor. We're gonna start off by cooking some ground beef, and you're gonna dice some onions and add them on there as well. And then to add some additional protein, we're gonna add some bone broth, some chicken bone broth, so the meat can cook in there. And we're gonna make this like an Italian style flavored. So we're gonna add some salt, some peppers, some garlic powder, some onion powder, some oregano, some pepper flakes, and some onion garlic powder that I had, and some additional garlic. Bitch, we're gonna use a lot of garlic in this recipe. While you have that ground beef cooking, we're gonna start boiling some water because we're gonna start cooking our pasta. And I'm gonna be using one whole box of the Barilla high protein pasta. And then we're gonna start working on our sauce, and we're gonna be using 1.5 cups of cottage cheese, and it's a low-fat cottage cheese. And then we're going to be using 1 cup of that chicken bone broth, and then we're going to add 2 tomatoes, and we're also going to be adding some tomato paste to that ground beef, and then we're going to add that sauce back into the meat, and it's going to be like this saucy, meaty situation. You're going to go ahead and season again with all the seasonings that we use to season that sauce, and then you're going to bring in your pasta, and then you're going to make sure that you get that sauce in between all the pasta. And what I did is I added just about 1/3 of a cup, maybe half a cup, bitch. Now that I'm looking at it, it was probably half a cup. About half a cup of some milk, and I'm going to be using the carnation milk. And then I added some more salt because it was a little unflavored, bitch, because it was a shit ton of meat and a shit ton of pasta. And then I'm going to top it off with some mozzarella cheese just to make it an additional cheesy situation. This is your recipe. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, save, share, repost. Don't be a fat bitch. I love you.